DJ and PK, we are brought to you by University of Utah Health. At University of Utah Health, hope is in our DNA. Learn more at uofuhealth.org. We are joined right now by Mark Durrant, BYU basketball radio analyst. Mark, good morning.
Hey, good morning, David and Pat. Always great to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. We need all of your experience and all of your analysis now to get this thing back on track. Cougar fans are wondering how far they can go. Before we look forward, do you want to pay homage to Richie Saunders? That is, so few players play 4 years at one school, and he was 3.5 seasons in and then had that happen.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I love Richie, and you're right. It's becoming more and more rare to see a guy play 4 years. And listen, Richie had opportunity and left a lot on the table to stay at BYU, and he felt like that was best for him and his family. He loves the school, and I love it, so that makes me love him even more. I mean, you can't help but feel that way. And you know, one of the things that's cool about a guy that stays at 4 years, at least for me, is you really get to know him. And I became, I would call Richie a good friend, and his parents, they go on the road trips, and I spend a lot of time with them, and they've become dear friends to me. And so there's a level of investment with those guys that maybe you don't get with some other guys just because they're there longer. And I've gotten to know Richie and just think he's, one of the best people, let alone basketball players. And I have a 17-year-old daughter that loves to go to the games, loves BYU, and she told me the other day her favorite all-time player is Richie Saunders, and Richie took the time to get to know her name. And when a famous college basketball player walks by and says, hey Stratton, how's it going? That means a lot. And so, I'm heartbroken for him. I'm not worried about his basketball career so much because I just know how hard he works. And if he wants something, he's going to work and get it, and he'll get over this injury. But yeah, I mean, for BYU's prospects, it certainly is problematic. But aside from that, I'm just heartbroken for Richie and his family. But knowing them like I do, it's a minor speed bump as far as they're concerned. I mean, obviously it's a tough situation to go through it at this time, but I think in the long run, Richie's going to be more than fine. But just on a personal level for me as someone who is around the team and has spent a lot of time with Richie, in a lot of ways, it feels like your own kid that's having to go through this, and that's really hard. So I love the Saunders family. I love Richie, and wish them all the best. And it's about all you can say on these kind of moments. And so we'll see what happens with the Cougars going forward. I'm sure you want to talk about that as well. But I think Richie is. I've been doing it for 30 years. I've been watching it for 50, BYU basketball, and Richie's one of the greatest ever as far as people and players.
Yeah, I think the sad part is he'll be what he's going to be at the professional ranks, whether it's overseas, NBA, or a combination of both, but he'll never be able to get back what he's going to miss these next 5-6 weeks, and that's gone forever, and then that's what sucks the most, and so that's so unfortunate. Injuries happen, we know, or situations happen. 50 Jimmers thing on Saturday was fun for everybody, but we all remember that Brandon Davies wasn't there for the stretch run, and they still went to the Sweet 16. And so the way I look at this is I'm not ruling out another Sweet 16 appearance in Kevin Young's second season. He brought guys in because he thought they can play. This guy is a professional coach who has evaluated and coached pro players, and now he's bringing these guys in, and there's a number of guys who haven't had the opportunity. Now the opportunity presents itself. He's forced, and this may be a little bit of a criticism of Kevin Young, but the bench wasn't developed the way it needed to be for whatever reason. Guys were in and out. It's like, now they know, okay, I've got to play. And this is a great opportunity for guys like Kostic and and obviously Boscovich has played, but a couple other guys that can get some time now and have an opportunity to play, and maybe put yourself in that mindset of these guys. They can be a little more relaxed. Hey, I know I'm going to play because he doesn't have anybody else. He's got to play me, so he brought me in here because I can shoot or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to seeing 2 or 3 of these guys who haven't been getting any minutes an opportunity now. And so that's why I have a level of confidence that this team could still compete as far as what they've got going. Speak to the guys that have not been the stars and have not been getting consistent time, what this opportunity presents to them.
Yeah, I think you're right on, PK. I mean, you're a lot smarter than you look, man. Because I think
which isn't much.
You hit it. You hit it right on. I mean, I've been in both spots where I'm a kind of a sub guy and also then a starter, regular minute guy, and it's a real mindset change for you. You're not playing, oh no, if I turn it over, I'm going to be sitting on the bench in 5 seconds. It's
right.
I'm going to get extended minutes on the floor. I'm important to this team. I can make a mistake and still stay on the floor. And I think you even saw it in that Colorado game. I mean, Maras hits a couple threes,
right.
Kostic hits a couple. And so I think with that mentality change, that will help. And I mean, we'll see. I mean, the bottom line is BYU's got maybe the best player in the country, and then a guy that just had 39 Saturday. So you got 2 of the best players in the country. But you're right. It's been a weird season with the bench because, like, one game I'll think, oh, well, that guy, that's the guy. Like Hadim Boop will have an amazing arm. Like, let's go with him. And then he doesn't play the next game. And it's been scattered, and I don't know what's necessarily going on behind the scenes with that. I mean, coaches are with the guys every day and know what are best for the team. But it's right. You're right. It's hard to really develop the Division I collegiate confidence that you need if you don't even know if you're going to get a minute or 2 in a game. And so, listen, it's let's see if any of these guys can rise to the opportunities. I hate injuries more than anything, but then what an injury means for someone may be an opportunity, and it's certainly an opportunity for guys like Tyler Maras and Alexa Kostic and Mihailo Boscovich, and let's see if those guys can step up to the plate. Now, maybe you can somewhat, like in Colorado, you make some threes, and maybe Richie makes 3 or 4 threes a game. Maybe you get 3 or 4 threes out of those guys, but what I really worry about losing Richie is just the consistent, relentless effort on defense, the relentless effort on the boards, the leadership. All those things are what I worried. I hope that BYU with AJ and Rob just picking up the slack even more, and then other guys stepping up their games offensively, that maybe you can try and fill in what Richie does offensively, but. Man, the other things that Richie does, I just don't know that they can really approximate what he put on the floor. So my expectations, to be honest, PK, are a lot lower for this team than a week ago. Even a week ago, they weren't playing particularly well. But with that said, you still got a month to go here. And I do think Kevin Young is a great coach, an experienced coach, and there are opportunities, and you do have the 2 of the best players in the country. So let's not count them out completely. I don't think you are.
No.
And in a tournament setting, it's about matchups, but the room for error certainly is diminished for BYU, and they're going to have guys step up that previously have not done so, and so that's a question mark. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be tough tomorrow night down in Arizona, but they're going to have opportunities to show what they're made of, and if they're resilient and can take advantage of the opportunities that have come, and see if they can come together as a team to find a way to win some games here at the end.
Hard to put this all on one guy because they don't have another Saunders, so it's going to have to be spread around, but I don't know that it's going to be spread around evenly. And it is hard to be the 4th or 5th guy out there on the court. And I think Kennard Davis Jr. has done a good job of moving the ball a lot of times when maybe he could have shot it. But, man, AJ and Rob Ryder over there, and Saunders is over there. Maybe you ought to move the ball. Maybe you ought to throw a lob to Keita. Now, is there room for him to not just shoot threes, but to drive the ball? And if he can pass off the dribble, he might really open our eyes. Or am I just dreaming and asking way too much of him?
No, listen, these guys, all these guys have played in, Europe or high-level basketball in some capacity or another. They weren't recruited because they're nice guys necessarily. They have skills, they have abilities, and a lot of times your role is limited to a certain thing, shooting threes or whatever, and you have a lot more breadth of talent than just that. And a guy like Alexei Kostic, I think, is capable. He's actually pretty strong kid and quick. I thought he played terrific defense in that Colorado game, so he can, maybe do some things that you wouldn't think about. You think, well, he's just kind of this three-point shooter. And Tyler Russ, I watched him last year at Idaho and playing BYU. I thought he was a super hard-nosed guy that could really take it to the rim and do other things. So I think there's more to their games than you think. And Mihailo Bošković, I think, it's just about kind of reining him in. I think he's got real talent. And so you've got guys that I think have the ability and skill set to really broaden their game and help the team in ways that they haven't before. But like we've been talking about, when it's a minute or two here or there, it's hard to really feel comfortable to do different things than what you're expected to do. But when you're on the floor and you get confidence and you're comfortable, you kind of, the game slows down a little bit for you, then it's your full game that's on display rather than just one or two specific aspects of it.
Specifically against Arizona, it seems like they have 10 guys who are 6'10 and above, right? We'll see who's available, because I know they had some injury issues the other day against Texas Tech and the loss of McHale with a couple of the big guys. And we know Wright can get in to the bucket, so not easily, but he has the ability. At the same time, he's shooting 46% from three. So what do you think about maybe having DeBonsa initiate the offense a little bit more and trying to find Wright, because he's short, and against those tall guys, against Arizona, he was getting in, but finishing was another issue, and maybe have him spot up, because 46% from three, I mean, obviously that's off the charts. So maybe go in that direction. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Again, I think we saw that at Colorado. We've seen it more and more lately. AJ had, I think, 8 assists or something like that against Colorado. And Rob Wright, he started out the season, I thought, I don't know if this guy is going to be a three-point threat, because he was not great early, but he has found something, and he just cannot miss from the three-point line. So I think AJ likes to have the ball in his hands. I think, with his size, he can see over the defense. He's a good passer. He can create on his own. So, he's once he starts driving, you watch defenses, like all 5 guys, wherever they're on the floor on defense, are looking at AJ. And they're like, when do I go help? What I'm watching this guy. He demands a lot of attention. So, if he can draw the double or even triple and then pass out of that to open shooters like we've been discussing, Russ and Kostic and others, or Rob Wright. Rob's probably not going to be left alone a lot, but man, he's been so good from the 3-point line, and clearly he can get in the paint. And even against bigger teams, he's been smarter when he does get in the paint, not kind of forcing things as much and making good decisions himself. So I think that's exactly the right way, is kind of let AJ put the ball in his hands, let him be the decision maker, use Rob's talents, and then after that, you're kind of finding for role guys to just step in and make the shots when the shots are there. Tyler Maras and Alexei Kostic should never shoot a contested shot ever. It's good. All things we've been talking about, there's going to be plenty of open shots for them. So wait for those opportunities, take your time, knock down those shots so you can punish teams that try to stop AJ and Rob. But really it's about AJ and Rob doing their thing. And I think that's the right approach for BYU going forward. Get the ball in AJ's hands, let him be a scorer or a distributor as he sees fit, depending on what the defense is going to do to him. Colorado did a heck of a job on him, but because they did a heck of a job on him, Rob Wright gets 39 points. And so, you can make those kind of decisions and see how it develops. Obviously, without Richie on the floor, you're going to have to figure out exactly how you want to do things. And AJ, without having Richie to kick to or take attention from, is it's going to be easier to stop AJ because you can focus more on him. So, I mean, that was a lot of word salad there, but the point is you got to go with the guys that got you there, AJ and Rob, and let them do their thing and put them in the best situation possible for them to succeed. And then we'll just see how it kind of goes forward for BYU without Richie.
You don't get a lot of practice time, and coaches have to decide how to spend it. I think they should spend some time practicing for box and one, diamond and one, triangle and two, because I think they're going to see it. I think that with this injury, I don't see how somebody isn't going to throw that. And I don't know which team, and I don't know when, but they got 6 games. You got to figure they got at least 2 in the conference tournament, another game 2 or 3 in the NCAA tournament. I think they're going to see something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great coaches. You look at at least the Big 12, it's like a list of Hall of Fame coaches. You got Kelvin Sampson, I mean, go down the list, and Bill Self, and so they've been around long enough. They've played against a lot of good players and know what works. And so you've seen a lot of different approaches to AJ. I thought Colorado actually did about the best job I've seen on him. They had a kid that was tall and pretty quick and kind of stayed on his feet, so he didn't. And of course, he was getting a lot of help too. They would help when he needed it. But so you at this point, AJ's seen pretty much everything. I haven't seen a box and one or triangle and two, and maybe that's what they do now because you're focusing more on stopping 1 or 2 guys rather than 3. And I wouldn't be surprised. And if you get in the NCAA tournament, it's partly because they have a great coach and people are looking for ways to neutralize what you do best. But hopefully at this point, regardless of what they throw at AJ, he's kind of seen the gambit. Even if they go to like a triangle 2 and they're doubling him or whatever, I mean, he'll figure it out. But the point is, every game's a challenge when you have that visibility. Top draft pick, in the conversation for National Player of the Year. If I'm a coach, I've got the very first thing, and the first 5 things I have to do is stop that guy. And they're really good coaches, so you'll see different ways. But if you're that guy, you find a way to play against anything that anybody throws at you. If you're that good, you'll find a way. And even if it's getting somebody else the points, you find a way to if someone's going to throw something at you, they're going to have to give up something. And anyway, I think AJ is remarkable as young as he is to be able to kind of recognize what teams have tried to throw at him and still have had such great success.
I know the goal at the start of the year, everyone talked Final Four. It felt like that really cooled off with the 4-game losing streak, losing 5 out of 6. But don't you think as we sit here right now, there are going to be teams in the Sweet 16 we can't predict, you can't guarantee. Shouldn't the Sweet 16 still be the goal for this team?
I think so. I think they're good enough to do that. And, tournament a lot is about matchups too, and who's hot. But again, I go back to the fact that if you tell me before the season that you're going to have 2 of the best players in the country on your team, and then you just kind of have to find a way with the other guys, that's rare to have 1 really good player, and to have 2 like that is impressive. So I think they can. It's going to be tough at Arizona. I don't have a lot of high expectations, but then you've got Iowa State and Texas Tech, who are obviously awesome, but they're at home, so that's a reasonable prospect, and maybe you get 1 or 2 of those, and that would be a huge win. The road games are going to be a challenge at West Virginia and Cincinnati. Nothing's a given for this team now, but if you could find a way to go 500 the rest of the way and win a game or two in the conference tournament, I think you'll have had enough time to kind of figure out what you're going to do post Richie. You've got two of the best players in the country. Who's to say you can't win a few games in the NCAA tournament? But yeah, you're right. I mean, I was all in on Final Four. Maybe I jinxed the guys, but I just loved that team to start the year. And so I had super high expectations, and the reality has changed. I mean, they're a different team right now. And so you have to alter your expectations. But I think a Sweet 16 would be awesome, and it is within reach for this team. I mean, we're going to learn a lot about how this team is going to be in the next week or two post Richie. But hopefully, I mean, that's my hope, that they find a way to get right and play well going into the tournament. And in the tournament, who knows what can happen? I mean, you can ride really good players as long as they can, do their thing. And we've seen that many times in the tournament. Somebody gets hot and you can make a little bit of a run, but we'll see. I mean, you're absolutely right. My expectations have lessened, but they're not gone for this team in any way.
Mark, we appreciate it as always. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be listening to you down the stretch here.
All right, my friends. I love you guys. Appreciate all that you do, and always being so kind to me and having me on. So thanks.
Mark Durrant, BYU basketball radio analyst, joining us right here on The Zone. It's Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. On the other side of this break, we'll catch up on everything you missed in this show and give away 2 tickets to see the Jazz and the Pelicans at the Delta Center February 26th. That's right after the break. Stay with us.
Whirls around and down.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone is your exclusive home of the Utah Jazz. And we want to send you to the Delta Center to see the Jazz in action. Listen every Tuesday for the Jazz Ticket Tuesday Sounder at 30 past the hour, every hour, all day long. And if you're caller number 12, you'll be on your way to an upcoming game.
Buy one, you'll get one free.
It's Jazz Ticket Tuesday, every Tuesday throughout the NBA season on your radio home for the Utah Jazz. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ and PK, it is time for the Slacker Radio Headlines, brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 801-210-6800 or visit the website at TrajanWealth.com. NBA All-Star Weekend in the books. The Utah Jazz will be back Friday night in action on the road in Memphis. After a couple road games, they are home to play the Pelicans twice. And if you want to see the Jazz and the Pelicans, February 26th at the Delta Center. Caller 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE, and win a pair of tickets to watch the Jazz and the Pelicans. It's a Jazz Ticket Tuesday. If you don't win now, you can win with Jake and Ben at 10:30 or 11:30, or with Scotty G at 12:30, and all day long, every hour on the half hour. So call right now, 801-575-ZONE. NBA All-Star Game in the books. Golf was the main priority, PK, with Pebble Beach. But you liked more effort. There was noticeably more effort.
Yeah, there was. I had no problem with it. I don't understand the format, and I'm not going to bother.
Because they'll probably change it anyway.
Yeah, but they know they got to do something about it or scrap it. Those are your choices. But not to continue as it has been the last several years, which was literally unwatchable. And so they did some stuff. They tricked it up, whatever. It's up to the players. The format is irrelevant. It's, what are you going to do? Are you going to give some form of effort or not? You guys decide.
If you're not going to give effort, scrap it. Hockey hasn't had an All-Star weekend the last 2 years. They got Olympics this year. They did the Four Nations thing last year. The NFL got rid of it. I don't think it's the end of the world if they get rid of it. It'll give them another week to play and get rid of some more back-to-backs.
But there's no reason to get rid of it. I don't see it. It's a showcase of your sport. And for many years, it was a showcase of your sport.
For many years,
I witnessed it. And why can't you get back? It's not like life has changed so dramatically. In fact, everything is easier. It's never been easier. So they didn't have charters and 42 massage therapists and blah, 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 and they still did it. Yep. So they can do it again.
They did it because they had to, because they didn't make as much money and they had to sell the sport. Now everybody's making a lot of money.
That's irrelevant.
And the interest just doesn't seem to be there. Now there was a little more this year, and I don't think you're an outlier. I think that's a consensus view of a lot of people that the effort was cranked back up.
Yeah, so
I
do
guess
it.
I'm skeptical that it will last, but it could last.
All this is back-to-back and blah. They did that before. That's a bunch of crap. They can still do it if they want to do it. It's as simple as turning on a light switch. That's all it is. Hit the thing, and the light comes on.
Play hard.
It doesn't require any form of a brainstorm meeting. Just do it. And I think they should do it. And I would go back to the original
East-West.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Just
I get the
all-stars who deserve to be there. It should be an honor. MLB, it's an honor to get chosen.
Yep.
And then you go and you play and you have a good time. And MLB interviews guys while they're playing, which, they don't normally do. And it's fun. Make it fun. I haven't missed an all-star baseball game in my life. And if I get my way, I will never miss one again.
Right.
Because I enjoy it. It's once a year. And that time it's the summer and it's, blah, blah, blah. Here, do it. Fans like it. The 2 times they've had it here, fans have loved it. Why would you take something away from the fans? They are your bread and butter. They're your homies.
I think the fans loved it the first time, but I thought it was way more corporate the second time. I don't think people had as much access to it. But that doesn't mean some people didn't enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed the notion of people, eyes on Utah in a positive way.
Yeah, I think it's in Phoenix next year, so you have the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Do the press conferences outside of the golf course. Do something. Something to accentuate the great weather that they have there in the winter.
Keep 16 set up there and take them over to the golf course.
Why not?
And let the fans come in. Do stuff for the fans. The more interactive they make it for the fans, the better. They're the ones paying the freight. And
right.
I think it'd be, how many, what do they get, like 20,000 at that hole now?
That stadium thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they came walking in that tunnel they have by the tee and they walked up the tee box and
we've all seen it.
And the
with the
12-year-old
camera
you with Dad.
Yeah, are you
Well,
kidding me?
now, the version
No,
now.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sitting up there.
I'm saying, are you kidding? I would have loved it.
Yeah. The first year they opened, it was just batting practice. Now they got home run derby. But the first time they opened the All-Star batting practice was when it was in San Diego in 1978, and the place went nuts. They couldn't believe how many people turned out. People just want a glimpse of them. The amount of hero worship going on in sports.
I think Mark Cuban has it. He nails it. It's about the fan experience. It's about your father, daughter, whatever it is.
Yep.
That's what
The
you'll
experience,
remember.
making memories.
I don't remember anything about that All-Star game.
You remember sitting with your dad.
I remember.
And you remember asking him if you could go. And the answer could have been no. But the answer was yes. And it was like a jolt of adrenaline flowing through your body that stayed with you to this day.
Yes. And at halftime, I had to go to the bathroom, and because we were chugging down some hooch, and
that's why you're so short. Stunted your growth. Something you brewed out in the desert with a bunch of ne'er-do-well Sun Devil students.
Yeah.
As we create a narrative for something that didn't actually happen.
And so I'm walking around. I thought, I'm going to walk around by the court. They didn't have the security that they have today, right?
So you got to walk down the sideline or something?
I walked right down the row, the first row behind the people sitting the first row.
So between rows 1 and 2?
Yeah.
There's probably a little bonus space because at that point they were just getting savvy enough to move 1 row closer so they could charge more.
And I thought I'll just, and I think they had come back out and were warming up, just shooting random shots, and coming my way at a show that I never liked, but I was aware of it. And this is going back, coming my way, not Colonel Potter, the guy before him, McLean Stevenson.
No, nice.
And I said, hello, McLean. And he said, hi.
You're 12 and you called him by his first name.
I would have been 14.
14, okay.
Yeah. I remember he was coming this way. And we're
Hello,
walking.
McLean.
Thought that was an appropriate greeting. And he just looked at me and he said, hello. He handled his stardom very, very well. And no big deal. I wasn't going to stop him and say, man, I hated, who was the one guy everybody hated on the show?
Frank Burns.
Frank, okay. Yeah, no, just hello, McLean. He said hi. He handled his stardom well. Unlike me yesterday, I was golfing down at St. George, and you pull up, they take your bag, what time, blah, blah, blah. He looks at the tee sheet, and he says, by any chance, are you related to Patrick Kinahan? I said, no. I said, Kinahan's a common name in Ireland.
And your wife wasn't there to scold you?
And then we went on our way. No, I said, yeah, that's me. Went in, got the clubs. Then, okay, what does he want to talk about? Because that's coming. And he said,
Jazz tanking or Richie Saunders?
do you think BYU is going to win another basketball game?
No, Richie Saunders. Okay.
I said, yes, I do.
It was a toss-up. They were both good topics this weekend.
Like, I think they'll minimally win their first game in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, that's the topic because it was this would have been Monday, so it was 2 days after the injury. But the announcement came yesterday, Sunday, right? The announcement came Sunday. I keep getting days off. Sunday that he was done, and obviously it was no surprise.
Anything else you want to tell the people about from this weekend? Anything else that happened? Oh, Adam Silver, tanking. Hey, every possible remedy, including taking away draft picks and doing away with the NBA draft and making rookie players free agents. It's all on the table.
Yeah, those are all
good things to talk about, but there's no way they're taking away the draft.
Spineless threats. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
The draft, I actually think, and I know the NFL goes nuts, but my favorite draft is the NBA draft.
A lot of people like to change the order of free agency in the draft. Do the free agency and then draft when you know more what your needs are. I've heard that said multiple times.
Oh, I think that's already done. You don't think there's back channels and everyone's waiting until it's legal at 9:01 or whatever concocted deadline they have or opening?
I think some of them are done and some of them aren't. I mean, some guys are more waiting to see how the pieces fall.
If I were the NBA,
the big dogs are done.
No, because that extends your publicity season. Because if you did it before, you'd be doing it, unless you move the draft back 3 weeks,
the NFL
you'd be doing it in the NBA Finals.
The NFL does free agency and then does the draft. So there's the NBA people thinking that ought to copy the NFL.
Well, but you'd have to move back the draft. Do we really want the draft to be in July?
Well, we got free agency in July now.
Right. But that is not a singular television event.
Yeah.
I think you would lose people. NBA Finals end, you're still on an NBA high, boom, draft. You got to think marketing. I'm surprised, then you're way more adept at that than I am.
Mike Trout will go back to center field. Over under on how many games Mike Trout plays. If I tell you 110, would you take the over or the under?
I would take the over, and counting playoffs, I'd say about 175.
Really? Got the Angels to finally built a team to go to the playoffs?
No, they're going to trade him to the Dodgers.
Okay, now you're talking. He plays 1 year at the end of his career with the Dodgers just so he can feel what it's like to win a postseason series.
Mikey Trout will be 35 because Bryce Harper will be 34 in October.
Well, the kids are all grown up.
Mike Trout, his birthday is, I want to say, August 6th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I know Harper's birthday is in October. He was born in October of 92. Saw him play as a youngster. I'm intimately familiar with the Bryce Harper story. When I'm talking 12 years old, and watched him as a teen long before he got into the bigs. But at that point, he had a big-time name, Sports Illustrated. I think he might have even been on the cover of Sports Illustrated when he was a teen. He certainly had a big, fat story about him.
So you said he's 35 now, and he's going to turn 36?
No, I believe Mike Trout will turn 35.
Oh, he's 34, turning 35 this season.
August.
Okay.
And I am 99.9% sure that Bryce Harper will turn 34 in October. Hopefully for him, it's during the season.
Mike is signed for 5 more years, counting this year. He may lose the 27 year, obviously. Tony Clark, head of the Baseball Players Union, out. Sounds like they're preparing for the lockout and/or strike. All right, that's it. That's what we've been talking about this morning. Your reaction next. Stay with us. Join Scotty G Wednesday from noon to 3 at Tim Dolly Nissan Southtown, 11155 South Jordan Gateway in South Jordan. 111 South, 11155 South Jordan Gateway in South Jordan. All right, your feedback. Question of the morning, Richie Saunders done for the season with an ACL injury. Are the Cougars done too? Lane, the season's done, and that sucks.
No, it's not. Man,
Jerome, they might make it to the tournament.
They're going to make it to the tournament.
Ugh. Yeah, they will make it to the tournament.
For no other reason that the NCAA wants AJ in the tournament.
Yep. And they're going to have a glorious record. Now, their seeding might change. I saw them projected as a 5. And if they go 4-4 here, and the team and the committee has a history, although the committee changes every year, but there's a history of if a team loses a player to a major injury, downgrading them. So, although I think the goal should still be Sweet 16, obviously when the brackets come out, if they put you in an 8-9 game and you're playing Michigan in the next round, yikes! But cross that bridge when you get to it. Right now, I think the goal should still be Sweet 16. And, John, they were a Sweet 16 team at best anyway. Donald, I'm looking for 3 more wins, maybe one in the conference tournament, but they're not going to the Sweet 16 unless 1 or 2 for the bench. Step up.
Yeah, well, he recruited these guys to play. He didn't there's no way, well, let's get this guy, but we're not really going to play him.
Nope. No, the goal always when you bring somebody in is he's going to play.
Yeah.
So, out of these, there's a group of 7 guys I think you can look at and say 3 or 4 of these guys need to deliver.
Is there any Kafusis on the football team? Maybe they could play.
Nice. I don't know if he knows about that.
The only 2 Kafusis currently on the football
Isaiah
roster.
Or Ace?
Ace and Micah are the 2
Okay,
current.
this is where Chris Burgess has to step up because he's the one guy with the local knowledge. He's been in college ball. He knows
the issue with
stories.
these Kafusis is they're not Bronson and Corbin, who were 6'8" and 6'11". They're both like 6'4".
Okay, but have him grow an afro.
Hey, Rick the Pick, man.
Add a couple inches right there.
6'4", but 6'7" with the afro. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Set a screen, hit a set shot. What do you want?
Bring some 300-pounder in. Hey, Tanavasa, have him line up at center.
Vernon's
They got some offensive linemen that are 6'8" right now. I'm just saying.
Set a blind pick in the backcourt. Just knock another guy out.
Right.
When they get out of concussion protocol, the tournament will be over. Vernon, let's see how they respond to this major loss. No doubt they'll miss Richie, but sometimes the psychology of sports does crazy things. Hopefully it galvanizes the team and they'll play harder and inspired. Who knows? Go Cougs.
I think when Brandon Davies went down, nobody thought, or few people thought they would get to the Sweet 16. Especially then.
I remember there being even less time left in the season.
Oh, there was.
Yeah. Was there 1 week of regular season, maybe?
At best.
It feels like.
Maybe only one
it was
game.
right on top of the end of the season.
Yeah. It was right before the conference tournament. Lyle, it's sad. Then all caps. Just sad. But, sometimes losing a key piece lights new fires as guys step up and new connections develop on the floor, emphasizing the new reality. I wish that guy well, though, because he was absolutely a great baller. Speaking of Richie Saunders.
Absolutely, yes.
Love to watch him see.
No one's going to deny that.
My last memory of him, well, it'll probably be the intro. I probably won't forget that. But I was going to say in that Baylor game, he was right in front of the bench, and he stripped a guy and took off 60 feet and beat everyone to the hoop for a bucket. It was just it was a combination of skill and heart.
And he has a lot of that, both.
Yeah.
I don't have any individual specifics, just simply how hard he played at all times.
DJ and PK, we're out of time. Jake and Ben are up next, and they're giving away Jazz tickets, so stick around on a Jazz Ticket Tuesday right here on The Zone.